Kari Lake prepares to enter the Arizona Senate race next year. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. And today, it is time that we talk about the 2024 Arizona Senate election. Because everyone, we got some breaking news. Former Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake prepares to enter the Arizona Senate race in the coming months. That is right. Kari Lake herself is more than likely, according to most reports, going to run for the Senate seat next year. Can we just be real? It doesn't matter what you stand on Lake, if she's a good candidate or not. Let's be real. This is huge. Because Lake, if she does in fact run, more than likely is going to be the Republican candidate. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So let me be 100% clear. Most of you know I support somebody like Blake Masters or Abe Hamadeh to run for the Senate seat. With that being said, I'm starting to doubt if they will run if Lake does in fact get into the race. Because, let's be real. If she does in fact run, she is going to be the nominee. Why? Because 80% of the base loves her. You can make the argument about independence and whatnot. It doesn't matter. With the primary, if she does in fact run, and she's most likely going to get Trump's endorsement, well, at that point in time, it's a double whammy. So if she does run, as of now, she will be the Republican nominee against most likely Sinema and Gallego. So let's get into it. Former Arizona GOP nominee Kari Lake is staffing up for a Senate campaign in anticipation of an October launch, making Arizona ground zero to replay and relitigate GOP losses in the last two elections. We're not going to get into the election stuff with Lake or Trump because it doesn't freaking matter. We're not discussing that, And you can make the argument that the election stuff could potentially hurt Lake, but we're not really discussing that part. We're just going to discuss the fact that, hey, this election is going to be freaking chaotic. A potential three-way battle with Senator Kyrsten Sinema running as an independent will expose deep divisions in both parties and on whether to appeal to their bases or independents in a critical 2024 battleground state. And this is what I'm talking about. This is an election that, if Sinema runs, oh boy, things are off the table. Nothing's going to make sense. At that point in time, you can make a serious argument. Somebody like Kari Lake might be the best option. Yeah. I said it. And I'm not saying just because I think she's the strongest candidate. Here's the problem with, I would say, other candidates, unlike Lake. This election, you got to get as much of your party behind you as possible. You just do. Because Sinema, it's based on the polling, she actually might be hurting Republicans a bit more. Just slightly. And if you get somebody like Lake, though, here's the problem for Sinema or the Democrats. Do you really think that many Republicans would break away from Lake? I doubt it. And Democrats, they're running a progressive. They're running a candidate that's going to get their base out. And I know it is a presidential election. But this is the one argument that I could see being made about Lake. And I can actually understand it. You may want somebody like Lake to get the base out. Now, is that the best idea? Is that correct? I don't know. But based on what I'm seeing, it might just make sense to get somebody like Lake on the ticket. Again, I support somebody like Blake Masters or Abe Hamadeh or even potentially Mark Lamb. But there is that argument to be made that, hey, Lake is the one that... do you really expect that many Republicans to bail on Lake? I don't know about that. The race will also have implications in the presidential campaign and give President Biden an opportunity to run against the ultra-MAGA mindset that Lake represents, even if former President Trump isn't Biden's opponent in November of 2024. Yeah, whatever. Unless Trump is, forced out at the convention or something like that, he's going to be the GOP nominee. And Lake, I doubt the presidential election is going to impact the race that much. For the fact, sounds like Sinema will in fact run. Could she not run? Maybe. But everything we're hearing sounds like the GOP and the Democrats, they're prepared for a three-way race. The race also offers a state-level experiment on the implication of a possible three-way presidential contest, with Sinema playing the role of a no-labels candidate. And this is why I think this election doesn't matter who you run, it's going to just be out the window. Sinema and the no labels. We are in uncharted territory across the board. The presidential election, now the Arizona Senate race. With the factor of a major third party. At this point in time, how much of the vote does Sinema get? She is an incumbent senator. She is well known in the state. That's a thing that makes this election, I would say, a lot more difficult to predict than other states. Because you don't have to worry about a major third-party vote in, say, Wisconsin or, Pennsylvania or Ohio. Arizona with Sinema? Yeah. Lake is expected to spend most of September in Arizona interviewing potential staff and consultants, a source familiar with told Axios. And that's why everybody's saying, she's running. It's not this crap that she's still making a decision. If she was just considering it, she wouldn't be going out to hire people. At that point in time, she's pretty much made up her mind. And she said in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, in a fundraiser, that I'm really, really excited about Senator Vance. I'm also super excited that Bernie Moreno's going to be in the Senate. And if they're in the Senate, I might just have to join them. She said that. Does that sound like somebody that's still seriously considering it? At this point in time, Lake is probably going to run. Stop this crap that she's still pending a decision or not. Unless Trump or somebody else says don't run, she's going to run. And this election will be between Lake, Gallego, and probably Sinema, if Lake decides to run, which it's looking very likely that that will happen. Now, the question is this: can Lake win? Like I said, with the factor of, the no labels and Sinema, there is a possibility. The problem is right now, the numbers just are not, I wouldn't really call them, significant enough to make an assumption or not about will Lake or Lamb or whoever be able to beat Gallego. Right now, we don't know, especially with the question mark of Kyrsten Sinema. As for if Lake's a good candidate, like I've said, again, I said this prior, it comes down to, do you believe we should focus on getting the base out or focus on trying to appeal to independents? I could see the argument for both, but with Sinema, this is why the no labels party I think is actually a net positive. Because they're going to get everybody, kind of in the center, center left people, center right people. That allows for the other parties to, focus on getting their base out and, yes, trying to influence as many people as possible, but stop this LARP of, we need to appeal to this, left-wing voters or whatever. It's like, with a no-labels party, that's kind of out the window. Yeah, you gotta convince other voters, obviously, but I think it's a net positive for both parties if we do get, say, no labels. It would help, I think, the Republicans electorally. That's one thing, but I think that actually is a net positive for America as a whole. It does give some voters a possibility to vote for a different option and not just vote against one party. I think that's a net positive for everyone involved. I'm probably never going to vote no labels, but this is really the first test. An incumbent senator that's well known, and in a very purple state like Arizona. This is a state where if no labels has any viability, we're going to see it here. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.